How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good.
No problem.
Good.
Great. So, my name is Phoebe,
I'm
Hi,
Julia.
Phoebe.
and
Hi.
we're from the Santa Barbara Middle School Teen Press. Would you mind introducing yourself?
I'm Michelle Danner. I am a director and an acting teacher and a producer.
Great. Congratulations again on the premiere of your movie as the opening night film at the Santa Barbara International Film Festival. We were on the red carpet for Miranda's Victim and got to spend a few moments with you there. Thank you for agreeing to meet with us again today.
It's my pleasure.
Great.
Okay, your film Miranda's Victim is based on the true story of Ernesto Miranda and Patricia Weir and how Ernesto came to sign a confession of his crime without knowing his legal rights. This led to the development of the Miranda rights procedures. How has filming Miranda's Victim changed your views on the justice system?
Well, the justice system can work many times and sometimes it doesn't. Uh, so that's very clear.
Mhm.
Um, I want to have faith, as an individual, as a citizen, as an American. Um, citizen, I want to have faith in the judicial system, that
Mhm.
it works more than it does not, and it probably does. Whenever I watch murder trials and I go, no, no, they didn't do it. They're innocent. They couldn't have done it. And then the jury comes back with a guilty verdict. I go, well, they probably knew something. We didn't have all the facts. They probably knew something. That's why, there's a jury, there's
Mhm.
12 jurors, there's a judge, there's a system. But also sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes things fall through the cracks as they do often in life. And so for that, you have to fight, You root for the judicial system to work. You really, really do.
Mhm.
And when it doesn't, you're love to hear stories because they're inspirational of people that go after it and make it work.
Great. Um, so when making a film about true events, how do you decide what to include and what to leave out?
Oh, that's a great question. Because, that whole story at the end of the movie where he gets his finger chopped off by the guard, that was true. All of that is true. And we thought of ending the movie just when she comes out of the courthouse and she prevails and justice prevails, end of movie. But I thought it would be interesting. I thought the audience would want to know that there's also karmic justice in
Mhm.
this world. And the fact that he got his finger taken away from him after all that talk about, earlier on, that whole talk about how he penetrated her with.
Mhm.
Um, I thought it was important that it came full circle and justice was not just justice for Patricia Weir. It wasn't just, justice in the court of law. It was also karmic justice.
Mhm.
Thank you. When making, in a larger sense, why are movies, particularly those that are based on true events, why are they important?
Well, because we love those stories. I mean, whenever it says based on a true story, right? We just we love to know that it happened, that this story, and usually when people make movies or TV shows that are based on a true story, there's a reason why they get made because they're important stories.
Mhm.
So, I think we love that. We know, I also, you love fiction, obviously, you love narrative fiction, but you love the fact that that it happened
Have you seen any true stories that have like changed how you think about things?
all the time. I watch so much content that's why I keep a little journal
Mhm.
and I write down. I don't have it here in front of me, but I do write down. For instance, I just saw this movie. There you go. This is a great example. It's called The Swimmers. Did you guys see The Swimmers?
No, not yet.
Oh, this is a fantastic story about this girl in the Middle East that wanted to compete in the Olympics and she had to flee her country of Iran. It was a fantastic story based on a true story. Her sister became an activist. They got on a boat to cross over. It's just a great story. The Swimmers, it's called. Yeah, it's human strength, survival, perseverance. But I do have a little journal where I write down everything that I see good and bad, because it's important to see bad things too that don't work, and analyze for yourself why you think it doesn't work.
Mhm.
It's really important to do that. So I watch a tremendous amount of content all the time.
Yeah. Great. If you could go back and change the process of directing Miranda's Victim, would you alter anything?
No, I think I prepared a lot. I watched a lot of courtroom dramas, a lot of courtroom suspenseful thriller dramas. Um, I worked with my director of photography. I did some storyboarding. Always more prep. You know, that's the answer you're going to get from every director probably, which is, I just want to have more time to prepare, more time to prepare. That's always going to be the thing. More time you have to prepare, the better the result.
Mhm.
But I had a particularly phenomenal shoot. I had a lot of my first choices as actors said yes.
Mhm.
The actors that came on set, the energy on set was just unbelievable. It's great energy. Everybody brought their hearts. Everybody worked really hard. Everybody wanted to bring something to this story. Um, I worked very well with my team, my director of photography, my first AD. Later on, my editor was on set, my script supervisor, all the people that were around me, my production designers, my costume designers, all the people that were around me were top notch.
Mhm.
And that helps, and I single-handedly picked a lot of them myself because I like to be surrounded by really good energy.
Mhm.
And so I just was really, really lucky, and generally I've been lucky in my life. A couple of times I've had, actors or encounter, but this particular project, everything came together, just perfectly.
Mhm. Was there anything that like a moment in the movie that stuck out to you that like turned out exactly how you wanted it to do?
Yes, the casting of Trish, Abigail Breslin, that
Mm.
I hope is going to get nominated. She's fantastic. She's
Mhm.
just a great spirit. She's a fabulous, talented artist. And I was just always watching her work. I mean, not only her, of course, I had Donald Sutherland, and Andy Garcia, and Kyle MacLachlan, and Ryan Philippe, and Luke Wilson, Emily Van Cam, and Josh Bowman, and Dan Lauria, and all these actors, and Enrique Morciano, and Brent Sexton, Mireille Enos. Oh my God. I mean, I hope she gets nominated too, who plays the mother. Did you know, watching their performances was just blew me away. I mean, their work, their talent, their capacity to inhabit the characters that they were playing and breathe life and fire to them. It was just blew me away every single time.
This isn't really related, but was it hard for Abigail and Sebastian to work together besides the set because their characters were so plotted against each other?
You know what? It's a great question that you're asking, but I think we did something really good, which is we scheduled the rape scene at the very end of the shoot.
Mm.
So, you know, it could have gone the other way. We could have scheduled it at the beginning just to get something stressful, that felt anxietal out of the way, and like we did it. But I think it was good we did it at the end, in hindsight. Um, and they get a chance to know each other. And, he's a lovely, lovely actor, Sebastian Quinn, who plays Ernesto Miranda. And, they were comfortable with each other. It didn't take away the rawness. It didn't take away how uncomfortable it was to shoot the scene. But the fact that they had a connection and he made her feel safe, it helped. It really did. So it actually worked out really well.
Great. Well, you're a very well established acting teacher. How did your career as a teacher come into play with your role as a director while filming Miranda's Victim?
It may very well be, that would be a better question for the cast to ask them, that, they feel safe, because when you say you have a third eye watching you, I just know if it doesn't work, if the scene is not 100% there, I'm going to instinctively know what to say to an actor so they could take it to another level. I just know, because just know the craft of acting, and I also act myself. So I know what it takes. I know all the different places that you have to go inside of yourself. I know how much courage it takes to act and how much of a risk taker you need to be. And so when I ask for another take, I said, let's just try something else. Let's go deeper with this. Let's look at this. There's a trust, which is always important to have between an actor and a director. When you trust each other, then it creates a place where you can really take risks and go further.
So you raised a significant amount of money to open 2 theaters and an art school. What inspired you to build these institutions?
I love live theater. As much as I love film, I love live theater. And I will devote the rest of my life to doing live theater. I'm working right now on a wonderful one-woman show with Ann Archer. There's nothing like sitting in a room and watching together something that happens in that moment. I also wanted to give back. So there's a lot of programs that the theater, develops, outreach programs and film festival. It's something very vibrant to have live arts. And so I was very lucky. We were in a certain space in Santa Monica. We had 2 theaters in Santa Monica. And I say had because of COVID, we lost them. But we have another wonderful space, very quaint, in Culver City. And I had a mural artist go up in height and paint 2 quotes that I firmly believe in. So if you're driving from the ocean, driving into Hollywood, you'll have in red on white, you can't spell heart without art. And on the other side, if you're driving the other way, you cannot make art without heart. And so those quotes, I think, really embody, a certain philosophy that we have at the school. The foundation is always to give to the next generation. So we have some great acting programs and film programs at the Los Angeles Acting Conservatory and the Michelle Danner Acting Studio, and individual classes if people, want to take just a few classes. So we have classes for beginner, intermediate, advanced students. And then, and we do theater projects and we do programs. And, I love that we created this.
So it seems like, or have you ever directed a show, of a live theater show?
Many. I've directed many. I directed a cabaret show called The Night of the Black Cat with 30 dancers and singers and actors, and I particularly loved that experience. I've directed one-woman shows. Currently, I'm directing Ann Archer, the wonderful actress, Ann Archer, in A Ticket to the Circus. It's about the life of the wife of Norman Mailer, Norris Church Mailer. And it's a great slice of history and literature and of the times. I love theater. The moment we wrapped Miranda's Victim in New Jersey, it was on July 7th. On July 9th, I was sitting on a Broadway stage watching the closing matinee of American Buffalo by David Mamet, directed by Neil Pepe. Sam Rockwell was in it, and Lawrence Fishburne was in it, and this other wonderful actor, I'm blanking on his name, Darren Weiss, I think. And it was just, there's nothing like that vibration, that energy that you get from live theater. So I will continue to do theater and direct theater. I'm fairly certain of that.
And what's the biggest difference between shooting movies and directing live theater?
There's a huge difference, but the biggest difference I can tell you is that, and I say this to the actors, directing movies is a director's medium. When you say it's a wrap, the actor can go have some postpartum depression, because it's the director that gets to sign the painting. They get to pick the canvas, the textures, the colors. That's the director. You sign it. When you do theater, and you rehearse your actors and you do your dress rehearsal, and then you go, final rehearsal, opening night, the director can go have postpartum depression because they don't sign it anymore. As a matter of fact, the thing to say to the actors is, here, it's yours, take it. It's your play now. Go with it, fly with it. So, yeah.
As a teacher, you are supportive of the dreams of your students. How have you been supported throughout your career?
Well, of course, every young artist that's starting out, it looks for mentorship. They look for guidance. And, you want to be that sounding board. Whenever I teach classes, I tell people, email me, stay in touch, send me your pictures, tell me what you're doing, send me your short movies, tell me when you book a job. I really want to know. And I'm in touch with so many of my students, which is great. And a lot of them come on set. A lot of my students came on set for Miranda's Victim.
Thank you. And because you're a teacher and we're students, what homework assignment would you give us?
Fantastic question. I would say to you, first of all, to be very disciplined and always ask yourself, what can I do to grow? And check in with yourself and see if you don't want to do it, and do it anyway. And read a lot. I think reading is just the key. It's the key. It's the way into your soul. You just have to read all the time. And you also have to read fiction because it opens up your imagination. It opens up the gateway to your imagination, which is so important. And study, really study. Watch interviews, watch process. Fall in love with what it's like to have process. There's so much to do. I think that I don't know how many lifetimes we would have to live to be able to watch all the great movies, all the great shows, all the great books that have been written, to have the time to do all of that. So spend your time wisely.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thank you so much for speaking with us.
You're very welcome. It was totally my pleasure. And keep working hard.
Thank you for being here with us.
Yeah, it was so nice to see you again.
Thank you. So nice to see you. It was lovely to see you on the red carpet. And it was great to see you today. Have a wonderful rest of day.
You too.
Bye.
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 I'm so sorry. Julia, did I cut you off?
No, it's fine. Don't worry. I was like, oh, should I smile with my teeth at the end? And then I did it. I was like,